Right, well, guess where I am? I'm at Thompson's famous fish and chip shop, and it's freezing cold outside. So let's go on, let's get on and go in and have a little look at Thompson's. So, come on. There we are, Thompson's. And we're going to go into the restaurant and sit down. Oh, that'll be nice. It's freezing cold. Oh. Oh. Oh, marvellous. Oh, look, it's Christmas. Man, I'm rubbing my hands because I'm blooming cold. Oh, it's really cold out there. And what I've decided to do, because I'm hungry and I've got old mother Nikki's cupboard is bare, and I really would like to have something nice to eat. So what I've done is I've come here to Thompson's to have a meal. I might even push the boat out and have a starter Icelandic prawn cocktail, garlic mushrooms, calamari rings, Scottish rope-grown mussels. I suppose they pull the mussels, they pull the ropes, and that's why they get the mussels. I don't know. Pate, mini breaded camembert, and halloumi fries. Now, I'm going to go for the regular. I'm going to go for the regular haddock and chips, because obviously I always go for the regular. What else have we got here? Fish dishes. They've got a cod and prawn fish cake. Oh, dear me. They've got battered sweet and sour tiger prawns as well, and a hot seafood platter. They even do a trifle and a knickerbocker glory. Now, right, well, the lady's been and collected my order, and I'm actually having the Icelandic prawn cocktail, which is £7.45. I'm then having haddock and chips, the regular sized haddock and chips with mushy peas. Now, the mushy peas are a little bit extra, but included in my fish and chip price. Right, so what I've ordered is Icelandic prawn cocktail at £7.45. I've ordered the regular fish and chips, which is haddock fillet and chips. That's an 8 to 10 ounce haddock fillet. So that's £16.50. Now, that includes mushy peas, bread and butter, tartar sauce, and either tea or coffee. So that's a meal in itself. So that's £16.50. And I've asked also for a standard Yorkshire fish cake, because they make them themselves. And I obviously have had fish cakes elsewhere, so I can compare. But I'm just looking at all these other people's food, and it looks enormous. Well, look what I've got here. I've got a pot of tea, PG tips. I've got a cup. I've got 2 pieces of bread, and I've got homemade tartar sauce, and I've got my knife and fork. Now, let's have a little look. Let's have a taste. Well, I might as well. Let's have a little taste of this tartar sauce. That's tangy. That's good tartar sauce. I think I'm going to enjoy myself tonight. It's getting late. It's just after 6:15 at night, and the place is still buzzing. There's lots of people here, so clearly they know what they're doing. Now, I don't drink milk with my tea. I haven't had PG tips in a long time. No, nice actually, PG tips. It's obviously not Yorkshire tea, but I'll do with that. I'm frightened about the portions that I'll be getting. The food comes out very quickly as well, so I don't know. I really don't know what will happen. So I'll bring you back when the food arrives. It's really nice and warm in this corner here. Almost every table is full of people, and it is 6:15 at night. I hate to think what it's like at lunchtime. How am I going to get my Christmas tree in the picture at Nosh Manor? At Nosh Lodge. Oh my, oh my. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Well, you've got to see this. This is the prawn cocktail. Right. Look at that. Right. Look at that. Prawn cocktail. Yeah, a whopping great big slice of lemon. It looks completely delicious. This looks delicious, doesn't it? Yeah. So let's have a. They've got lovely bits of bread as well, but let's have a little go here. So I put a bit of lemon on there. Right. Let's have a. Should we stir it in a little bit? I don't know what I'm going to get out of this. Oh, look at these! Look at all these prawns here. I'll move this away a little bit, and then I can show you the prawns. Mm. Mm. Right, in the Mary Rose sauce, we've got some good sized chunks of prawn. Yep, you see that. We've also got some cucumber, and another nice addition is we've got there's a little bit of paprika on there, and there's some onion in here as well. Mm. Mm. This, I can understand why people like this place. I found some lettuce. Look, dip it in the old sauce, and then bring it out again. Mm. Mm. Right, so this is the prawn cocktail, and it is completely delicious. £7.45. I think it's worth it because I haven't had a prawn cocktail as nice as this for a long time. I intend to make my own prawn cocktail at some point on the channel. Oh, that was a 10. That was the lemon. This is gorgeous. You get a fantastic portion of prawns. Everything's perfect. Thank you. Now this isn't a prawn. This is a tomato, but it looks like a prawn, doesn't it? Mm. The tomatoes are fresh. The cucumbers are fresh. The lettuce is crisp. The Mary Rose sauce is sparkling. Red peppers. This is a lovely meal for me. Quite a treat, really. Not having to cook and also getting something so flavoursome. Lamb's lettuce, good sized portion of prawns as well. So, really can recommend it. What a start to an evening meal. They're almost eating it all. It's full to the top. There's lovely flavours. The paprika is sort of bites in every so often. But all the salad is good as well. More prawns. Last one, prawn. The secret to it all is really fresh ingredients. I'm going to get my bread and I'm going to dip it in. When I was a kid, my parents, if they had a big meal, a really nice meal, we would probably have something very basic, me and my sister, and then they would let us dip our bread into whatever nice meal they were having. And I always seem to like dipping my bread in, because the big thing in the north of England and Wales is you have gravy dips. So if you've got a lot of gravy, you would dip your bread into the gravy and then you eat the bread with a knife and fork. That was a lovely piece of wholemeal bread. Course number 1 has gone down the hatch. You've seen this prawn cocktail full, and now you can see it empty. It's all gone. So this week there won't be a Friday takeaway because I really couldn't. I would have come here and got the takeaway, but I thought I'll sit down for a change. It's nice and warm. Driving out in the cold and coming back cold and then having to set the cameras up and what have you is a little bit of hassle. So I'll do it this way. Yeah. And I'm sure you're quite happy to see me relaxing a little bit more instead of having to heat things up and everything else. Well, I'm really pleased with that. That's the thing about Thompsons. They've got a very good reputation for doing restaurant food as well as takeaways. The takeaway is on the other side of the counter. I think they obviously cook everything from that same range. The ladies who are working here really, they don't want to be filmed. I did ask, but they really were working very, very hard. Tea's good. It is different to Yorkshire tea, but it is quite good. And PG tips. I don't know what the PG stands for. We don't know, do we? If you know what PG tips stands for without looking it up on Google, put a comment down in the description to say you know what it is. And of course, if you want to have a stupid guess, as long as it's not rude, have a stupid guess. So that's PG tips. I don't know. I mean, of course, in the UK, they used to have chimpanzees dressing up as people. Oh, he missed the shifter and all that sort of thing. Plugging tea. Why I had chimps plugging tea, I don't know. It's a mystery. I tell you, that tea is really nice. And there's so much left in this pot. I've had 2 cups already. Maybe it's one of those special magical pots of tea that keeps replenishing itself. Sorry? Oh no, is that a standard size?
And your fish cake.
Thank you, my darling. Oh, that looks absolutely superb. Have you seen the size of this? Fish and chips. This is a regular portion of fish and chips. Look at that. How am I going to eat all this? Look at this. Right, here's my hand. Right, and there's this fish. Right, it's about twice the size of my hand. Right, that's a knife. Look how long that is compared to the knife. It's an enormous portion. And this is a regular size portion of fish and chips. Right, so we've got a fish cake there, which is that's the standard fish cake. That's the Yorkshire fish cake. It's not the cod and prawn one. Yeah. And then we've got this here. So let's have a little look at the dinner. Right. That batter is crisp, and it's not, there's not a lot of it. I don't like too much batter. I really don't. Let me just put a little bit of, this is what I do like. I don't like vinegar. I prefer lemon. I've used that one up. Well, oh well. Put the what's it on there, and I'll hold it up with the camera. Right, let's get this up. Ouch! It's terribly hot. That underneath there. And there you are. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There. Look. Sorry.
That's a giant one.
Sorry.
Is that the big one? Fish.
No, it's a standard one.
Oh,
It's incredible.
I thought it's giant.
Well, it's a standard one. I mean, and that's what they said anyway. Right, I am going to try this fish. That fish is gorgeous, isn't it? Oh. Look at that. Look at that fish there. Look at this piece of fish. Look at that fish. Sorry. It's superb. Thank you very much. This fish, I have to say, this fish is better than I've had elsewhere so far. Now this will be a bit of a test. Let's try the mushy peas, because remember, I don't like mushy peas, but I might like these. But we'll see. Here goes. I'm not so sure about the mushy peas. Well, I've never liked them. I've never liked them, but now I can get used to these. These have got a good flavour to them. Everything's okay. Yeah. So look. Actually, I can eat these mushy peas as well. These are good. So they get Nikki's nod for just for the mushy peas. Let's have a try these chips. The chips are great as well. Let's bring in the tartar sauce. There's a little bit of room now on my plate here. I'm going to have all of this tartar sauce anyway. I'm not altogether sure that I'm going to be able to eat all of this, but these chips, that's right down. Oh. They're good. And the tartar sauce is excellent. Mushy peas are good. Can I ask you 2 questions? They're cooked in beef dripping, aren't they? Could you find out what variety of potatoes you use? If you could write it down for me. Thank you. Am I pleased I came here? Am I pleased I came and sat down? I am. The people on the other table here are regulars. How often do you come here then? Every month? Once a month? Is yours a regular as well?
I'm small.
Oh, small. Because yours looks like a regular in most. That's a small fish. That's a small fish. It's just, my, oh my.
Yeah, well, I got regular last time. Too much.
It is too much, isn't it? You're a darling. Thank you very much. Ah, Ramos, that's good. They're good. They're the best, from what I'm told. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I asked, of course, do they cook in beef dripping? Well, of course they cook in beef dripping. And I also asked them, would they be able to tell me the variety of potato that they use? And of course, and we asked the same question at the scrap box, didn't we? And they said Ramos. And what do they say here? Ramos. So we've got the best possible variety of potato again here. And it's got an earthy flavour because they come out of the ground so quickly. You know, they're fresh potatoes. The Ramos variety will be keeping at least the fish and chip shops around here in York going, and they say right up until May of next year, which is quite a long time because they're a winter crop. So they'll be taking them out of the ground. Obviously, they won't be taking them out of the ground today because it's probably frozen over. Let's have a look at the fish cake. Can you see there? It's a big fish cake. I'm going to slice it in half. Now, it's cooled down a little bit now, but let's have a look. Can you see there? Right. So what we've got is we've got the Ramos potatoes here, probably boiled first, and then we've got it filled with haddock fillets in there, and then we've got the crispy batter on the outside. Now I'm going to take a bite out of it completely. Oh. Crispy batter, absolutely gorgeous, full of flavour. Look at that. I'm going to dip it in. Dip it in the tartar sauce. Nah. This is marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Absolutely superb. Have you seen the size of this? Fish and chips. This is a regular portion of fish and chips. Look at that. There you go, look at that. This is good. I think how am I going to eat all this? Potatoes have been sort of mashed a bit to make up the scallops. Not to be mixed up with scallops. No, not to be mixed with scallops, they're scallops. But that fish cake is tasty. I could have a meal just of that fish cake. How am I going to eat all this? Now, if one of you guys were here with me, of course you'd be able to help me. Of course, I have to do everything myself. Let's go back to the fish. Oh, hey. It just falls apart. This is just lovely. Beautiful fish. How can other fish and chip shops get this wrong? Look at that fish there. Look at that there. Beautiful. It's such a big piece of fish. Regular size this is. Now, £16, including the tea, including the bread, including the mushy peas, including the tartar sauce, including VAT. I don't know how they're doing it for the money. We're not going to let this slide. We're going to check some others out. But I think I've been to the very best fish and chip shops already. The batter. Lovely and crisp, look.
Then you've got the. I don't really want that.
Marvellous. But these chips, just delightful. They're cooked properly. Lovely and soft inside. Lovely crisp on the outside.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different sizes, so they've obviously they haven't come from another source. They're chopping them here. My oh my! Look at that piece of fish there. There's the butter falling away. Let's see. There you can see. Look at that piece of fish there. Isn't it lovely? Oh, I think you're going to guess what I'm going to give this. Now, do I still like their mushy peas? Let's try one with the chips. Yep, that's good. So we found two places that I will eat their mushy peas. I've been eating now for I don't know how long, and there's still this massive portion of fish. Now that in many fish and chip shops, that's about it's hot still. That's about as much fish that you would get, and that's just what's left. I've been eating for quite some time. Tea's good. I've got my third cup of tea. Now it's really strong. I'll put all the hours and the contact points, and if you wanted a book, I'll give you all of that information, and it'll be in the description. I can't put in words what I'm experiencing of this fish and chips. The meal has beaten me. Now, I suspect I'll be able to take this home with me. Everything's fresh. Because it's fresh, it should be okay, and I could have this for lunch tomorrow. Actually, there's so much food here that myself and my daughter would easily be able to split one of these and eat half each. There's no doubt. But what am I going to give this?
I don't know whether he's getting it.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to give it. You can. There is a takeaway, so you can get the takeaway and take it home with you. If you apply some of my principles about keeping it, warming it up if it needs to, same sort of principle with fish, I would say 160 Celsius for about, I would say 7 minutes, 8 minutes, because it's quite thick. That fish is quite thick. It'll keep the heat in, but at the same time, you want to get a lot of heat into it. So I would say 7 or 8 minutes in an oven at 160, and you'll be able to reheat this meal without damaging it. I'm surrendering. I did enjoy the mushy peas. They were really lovely. The tea is good. I haven't had PG for a while, and that was good. I got maybe 3.5 cups out of that pot, which is superb. I mean, I can't fault any of it. Well, I've just been having a little conversation with Tracy, who's been working here for 2 years, and the smile on her face tells her that she's never had anybody complain. You know, the whole thing is that she's delivering a fantastic meal, and everybody's cheery, everybody's smiling, because that's York. York people do smile a lot. You know, everybody seems to be very happy in York. You don't get those miserable types that you get in London. So, let's try and wrap it up. I had a starter, which was a prawn cocktail, classic prawn cocktail, far bigger than the prawn cocktails I've had in the past, full of good quality ingredients, good sized prawns, brilliant Mary Rose sauce, and also splendid salads. The salad was crisp, the lettuce were crisp, the cucumbers were great, the tomatoes were fantastic. There was a smattering of paprika in the sauce. Superb. And that was Icelandic prawn cocktail. It came with brown bread, and I've got the bread in here because obviously I didn't eat it. I ate one piece of it. That was £7.45. Okay. And then I went on to have their regular haddock and chips. Well, you saw the size of that fish, and it was so big that I couldn't eat all the chip. The haddock and chips came with mushy peas, tartar sauce, a big pot of tea, and some bread and butter. That was £16.50. Now remember, there's VAT in this as well. And that is, I think, broadly what I'm going to end up paying. I've got to settle up at the till over there. What am I going to rate this? There is only one rating I can give it. It is the best fish and chips I've had in a very, very long time. Fantastic size fish, but fantastic flavour of the fish. The chips were lovely. The tartar sauce was excellent. I ate the mushy peas, which was a second time in my entire life that I've enjoyed mushy peas. The fish cake was delicious. It really was. It was a smidge better than the scrapbox. Just a smidge. Now, I gave the scrapbox a very high rating. Therefore, I've got no choice. I mean, you really are talking of the best fish and chips that you can get are in York. Everything here is tip-top. Everything is perfect. And therefore, there's only one score I can give, and that is 10 out of 10. Excellent. Does it get the Nikki's nod? Yes, it does. It gets it, and it gets it, and again and again and again. Yes, it's fine. Now, I want to come back and try all their desserts. Now, when we try their desserts, I'm just going to come back and try the desserts now. I asked Tracy what time's the best, and she says 4 o'clock in the afternoon is the best time. So I'll come over one afternoon, and we'll look at Thompson's desserts. And I would think that we'll handle that as a separate review. And I think I've got the funny feeling that will also get a good review, but who knows? It's cost a little bit more, but I've sat down, so there's VAT. All was worth the money. And so there we are. So my day is done. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed eating the food in front of you. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up to say you liked it. YouTube's algorithm will then say, oh, that's a good video, and therefore they'll recommend it to other people. Another way of telling the algorithm how much you enjoyed it is to subscribe. Now, if you've already subscribed, thanks very much. If you haven't, please do. It costs nothing, and it helps me a great deal. My target, if I can, and it's a big, big target, if I can get to 500 subscribers by Christmas, that'll be marvellous. I will feel better. I still won't be monetized, but I will feel better about it. So if you feel like subscribing, please do. It'd be really nice. And obviously, there's going to be a heck of a lot more videos between now and Christmas. Some from the kitchen where I'll be cooking. Times I'm going to be out and about in York, either in a pub or in a restaurant, eating myself to death. Well, I'm hoping I don't eat myself to death. Because once I get started, I've got to go back to the gym, because I haven't been to the gym now for 3 months. Naughty Nikki. Thank you for watching. And so until the next time, from me, Nikki, at Nikki's Nosh, cheers, my dears. Please subscribe to Nikki's Nosh and like, comment,